local revenue. I've written so much about it, and we spend a lot of time on it. The Constitution is very clear that the power to tax is only at national level, Parliament. No one else can tax Kenyans. Number two, should the local county governments want to introduce any measures for whatever taxation or whatever, it must come through parliamentary legislation. And this is for good reason, to discourage a situation where every county would start introducing tax and create more problems again for the country in terms of taxation, in terms of cost of doing business, in terms of cost of living and so forth challenges. So this is the reason why it's been discouraged. So by the way, our taxation system works in such a way that if I buy this phone in Mandara, there's a VAT on it. And the VAT will probably have been paid by a distributor when he bought it from Nairobi, wherever he bought it from. If he buys a piece of shirt, wherever, you take a bottle of water and buy a bottle of water in Mandera, the VAT on it will have been paid from wherever he bought from, the manufacturer or whatever he paid. So taxation system is indirect mostly in terms of our, if you have imported it, duty has been paid in Mombasa. The VAT has been paid in Mombasa. So the way things have been done is at KRA level that revenues can be collected in terms of tax. But for all other services that have been provided, depending on your size of the county, depending on how many cities and towns and whatever you have, so the counties have different capacities for generating revenue for service delivery. But what is happening, and if you read the Auditor General's report every year, he mentions what happens to those revenues. Most of that revenue is not actually saved into the CRF account at Central Bank by the county government. They put it in the commercial bank accounts, and they use it. And this is illegal. I mean, they have been told in every, but because of our system of criminal justice system and the corruption in the country, no one gets penalized. But you just read about some counties that have 40, 50 bank accounts, others with 200 bank accounts, and the Auditor General is talking about it today. So all this is for keeping that money. So there is that money, interest. So the money that is collected generally is the money that they end up misusing. So, but they have, everywhere you go in the counties, you'll find a barrier for collection of local revenue, normally by the county governments, by what they call enforcement officers. And everything. You are dropping some ton of sand from here, you're doing something, they're going around. I mean, they're sharper than the city council guys here in Nairobi. And they collect that revenue. But that revenue, it doesn't go into the CRF account. And because it doesn't go there, then to account for it is not possible. So most of the time it's not reflected in the total revenue that they collect. I remember... And it's used, and it's misused by those
Kimani Ichung'wah wanted to turn that particular issue of, the money that is from Exchequer being stashed in the commercial banks and purposely not to utilize that money so that you can accrue interest. I think they've negotiated with them. So you have billions stashed with the commercial banks, and purposely, you don't utilize that money so that, as I've mentioned, and this is adversely affecting. I don't know where it went, that particular bill, and how it was addressed, and how should it be addressed moving forward.
Even the one on CAM, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, to try and reduce the number of legislation or levies or whatever by the county governments to make, the cost of doing business. All those things, but sometimes some of this legislation does not find favor in members of parliament because of the lobby, by different interest groups. And so, it doesn't go anywhere. And number two, if it is a county-related bill, for example, originating in the Senate, because of the supremacy of absolute, then it dies in the National Assembly. They never. A lot of bills actually collapsed in the National Assembly because of that.
Don't you find it interesting as well, as we are winding up, that now the senators also, there's a senator, county, senator, actually the senator fund that is being broached over the floor of the House to facilitate custody of the counties.
It won't go anywhere. They've already said it. MPs have said they will shut it down.
No, but they've said they shut it down?
Yes,
but the president has given an indication that now it will be a concerted effort of the MPs and the senators. You remember, they will shoot. That was the thing. You're seeking 5 billion shillings to have custody of the counties. The National Assembly shut it down. Now we have the president doing his address. He says, this will be an incentive both for the members of parliament and for the senators, so that he can counter the shooting down of a particular bill. Isn't that the case?
No, well, the president can request, and I know the Senate has been requesting, and they should be given an oversight fund.
Yes.
They look at the CDF as a fund for MPs, and they also want a fund for themselves. But the two are not really comparable. No senator is expected to go and develop a primary school or do a road. That shouldn't be. That's not the intention.
But it isn't for oversight. But they can't actually be in every nook and cranny.
But no senator oversights their own county, as it were. They have a collective responsibility there. But if you did that, they get the transport allowances to their counties, get mileage allowance and so on, and you can do that. They need an office and staff. That's what they're looking for, that can handle this. I think it should be thought through a little more. As it is now, it's a question of just getting access to funds, because the National Assembly has some funds. By the way,
I was in the office. Let me clarify that. I was in the Senate. The senators also have the office fund, by the way, like members of parliament. So that's not the issue. They have officers, they have manager, the manager and his team. They have that. But I think the money, which was about $1 billion that time they were looking for, is to get some experts to help them. For example, forensic auditors. So that when you're looking at the budgets of the counties, the expenditures of the counties and so forth, then you know at national level you have a budget office, parliamentary budget that provides a lot of information to the National Assembly in terms of analysis with the budgets and the government expenditures and so forth. So what they wanted was, for example, you would want to get some experts on, some research analyst or some forensic auditor or something, people who can help you get data on what's going on in the county, in your county, in the respective counties. This was the whole idea. And then when you're going around, the county, you have reimbursed the mileage to the county and back. But if you want to do, some oversight, you want to go around the projects within the county and so forth, you'll do it at your own expense. So I think that is the essence. But in my view, really, frankly speaking, in today's economy, you don't need both. All this money that is going to the Senate or even to the CDF, for that matter, with the counties now handling the devolved government's responsibilities. I think that the argument that national government must also be seen to be doing something, it doesn't gel at all. In my view, I think once we have the county government, for heaven's sake, let those responsibilities, anything relating to those devolved functions, let it be done by that. And then you have the ministries. You have a Minister of Water Office there, you have a Minister of Agriculture, you have every government ministry there. Why do you want Parliament to spend, now MPs spend a lot of their time on CDF. It's a preoccupation, and you cannot do oversight the way we used to do it in the 90s or 80s or whatever. Now you're concerned about government, you want this project, you want that project. You have become a guy who builds roads and builds hospitals, and I mean, so...
Thank you.